grandmother is called a kitchen spoon, and pretty much everything my grandmother cooked was measured with the kitchen spoon. It's a bigger spoon, and she would measure the chili, put 1 scoop of chili and the same amount of flour when she would make her green chili or her red chili, her chili rojo. And that's what we're gonna do here. I put it in a little smaller pan, so I'm not sure if it'll be too small. But we're gonna make huevos de torta. My grandma used to make it once in a while, and it's basically a fluffy, airy egg that you fry, and then you dunk it into the red chili sauce here. So this is 1 kitchen spoon. I'm putting it on a medium heat, and then I'm going to put the same amount of flour. If you want it more spicy, you could do less flour, but we want it to thicken up. So we're just going to stir it with the lard. This is lard in here, and let it thicken a bit. We don't want to cook it too much. You go by the smell. It gets like a toasty smell, but you don't want it to get too toasted because then the chili will become bitter. So this is the cumin that my grandma used to like to buy, the Spice Island. On my other videos, I used a cheaper brand. The other videos, I bought like a packet, and it was 99 cents. And I noticed it didn't have a very fragrant smell, and you had to use a lot of it to get the flavor. With this, when you open it, you're gonna smell it. You don't have to use very much in your cooking. My grandma used about this much. This is a baby spoon, and this is about half of a baby spoon. So I'm just gonna put this in there. If you like the taste of it and you want to use a little more, you can. It is expensive when you buy the better brand. It could be anywhere from $7 to $10 or $12 on a little jar. So I'm going to add some garlic. Again, this is not a very big pan of chili, so I'm not going to put too much garlic. It's always best to use fresh garlic, like you chop it and mince it yourself. But I don't have a lot of people in the family right now, so it's basically me and 1 other person, so I'm not making as much. So I'm going to add some of this garlic salt, and again, after it cooks a bit, I'm going to taste it and see if I need to add any more seasoning, and then you're going to add just regular table salt. So I went ahead and added a lot more garlic salt to there and some table salt. I'm going to let it cook just for a while so the flavors can mingle. It is thickening up a little more. I might add just a tad bit more water. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix these eggs. You're going to whip them and whip them and whip them. And just get them really airy. You want as much air in the egg as you can possibly get. Do not put any salt yet, because the salt will prevent the egg from getting the fluff. What I did is I put a very small amount of baking powder in the egg. I add a little bit of pepper. Pepper will not change the fluffiness of the egg, but salt will, so do not put any salt. You can season that after you cook it.
Whipping by hand takes quite a while, so you can use an egg beater. I removed one of the beaters. It took about 2 or 3 minutes with the egg beater. You want to get as much air in the egg as you can. So you want the oil or the lard to be pretty hot. I had it on medium, and I let it warm up for about 4 or 5 minutes. Pour the egg in, and you can swirl the pan a little bit to get the egg evened out, and it'll fluff up.
See how the egg's fluffing up? It's getting kind of airy. It's still cooking, so I went ahead and just kind of moved the pan around just a bit so it gets the egg spread out evenly. So now I gotta flip it. So I'm gonna turn off the videos so I can use both hands so I can hold the pan and then flip it with the spatula. There we go. It's going right into the sauce. Turn off the other burner. And you're gonna get the sauce and kind of drape it over the egg. This is not an easy task. Then you're gonna get this yummy egg and you're gonna put it onto the plate. And that is a huevo de torta, or de torte. I'm not pronouncing it right. My grandma made it a few times when I was little. I'm doing this from memory. You can eat it with the tortilla. You could put lettuce and tomatoes, onions, whatever. It was really good. And I did sprinkle some salt on the egg after I plated it.